Okay, so this will be an updated version for the single target and AOE Cleave for Unholy. Um, right now the talents are just going for single target, obviously, and raid, 2 setups as usual. For my sequences, you're only going to have the version 1 and version 2s. Version 1s, usually for all the .09 sequences, I don't use any modifiers. With the exception of Prop Paladin and now DK, because I'd like to have some sort of heal for them whenever they're questing with version 1. So it has control with using modifier control for Death Strike. That's it for version 1. Everything else is built into it. It'll do your damage. It'll do fine. And then if you want to do the most damage, it's going to be version 2 because you have control of your cooldowns. In this case, my version 2 is using Alt for Outbreak, so you can control your diseases. So you don't have to worry about them falling off. Hit for Abomination Limb, and Control for Death Strike. So I made it so Control is always Death Strike no matter my sequences for Unholy, just so this way it gets easier to not have to be like, oh, Control for this sequence is actually not Death Strike. But it is in this case to make it simpler. Okay. And just to give you a tip here, just like all my videos now, you can use the same keybind for multiple sequences. You just have to specify your talent loadout. So in this case, I only have one for Unholy, but it's on the, here's the sequence name is ST_Super Strain. That's the sequence. And in blue here is the talent loadout, ST Raid. As you can see, I am currently in ST space Raid, and so it should run this strain. However, whenever you swap talents, make sure you reload UI. Only then will GSE pick up in the background that your talents have changed. And then it will realize, okay, I'm now running this sequence with the same keybind. And you only have to reload UI if you're using the same keybind. So let's go ahead and we'll also set the AOE one while we're at it. So, sorry, same keybind. Here we go. So Mythic Plus Super Strain, download up Mythic Plus. I say Mythic Plus, but it also works for cleaving, anything like that. It's mostly meant for dungeons though, because it uses a heavy AOE into it. Alright, that's set. So whenever I do change to the Mythic Plus Cleave build and show you, I'll have to reload UI. Okay, let's make sure. So let's target Super Strain. Yep, version 1. Okay, and the reason why I won't be showing version 2 is because version 1 is the base. The only difference between version 1 and 2 is that in version 2, you're choosing when to use your major cooldowns or when you're or one of your key skills, like in the case of Unholy Decay, it's with your dots. So it's only for whenever you're really handling your dots. So since version 1 is the base, if the base is good, version 2 will be good. So that's why I only showcase the version 1s. Alright, here we go. So for version 1, when you start spamming the macro, you want to wait until it does its first outbreak. Once it does the outbreak and puts the dot, then you go in. Okay, so now I'm going to start the sequence. Going in. There it goes. So the goal in this one is to make sure it's spending the runic power, and also that since we're running Super Strain, we really don't want this to drop. It's not the end of the world, but it's good to keep this up, especially, and also my dot. I think in version 1 this does drop sometimes, but then sometimes also when it's about to use the Dark Transformation, it'll apply this as well to the mobs. So let's see. So right now it's at 5, 4. Let's see if it catches it. There it goes. Okay, good. And these ones actually fall off sooner than your Running Plague, so you could even make it so that it casts this even sooner than these. And sometimes it'll, like I said right there, it caught it at 8 seconds because Dark Transformation also applies your Aurelian Plague, which also applies these. And it refreshes it like twice. Oh. Alright, just caught it. Nice. We'll go to 2 minutes. Yep, nice. Okay, and I just reapplied some dots. Nice. Keep up. Nice. So 680s and 680, 670, not bad. And now we have our cooldowns coming out, or just going off, so now 2 minutes is a good time to finish. Because that's when my cooldowns will be roughly finished here. Unlike my Frost DK, 2 minutes is a bad time to end for it, but it is what it is. Okay, and we're done. Nope. Actually activated the bomb limp. It's fine. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, good. Get into combat. Okay, that was at like 760 before, or no, probably 740 before I jumped into combat. So keep that in mind. So it's doing decent. My highs so far that I've seen have been Fury, single target, and Unholy DK single target, and likewise Fury AOE and Unholy AOE have both been my best ones yet. I haven't really touched my prop paladin. I probably should, so I can get used to that, but it should work fine too. Prop paladin will be the next one I work on. All right, now we go to. Stop doing that. Our Mythic Plus build. Now this one I'm using Vial Contagion for more AOE. You can also remove Vial Contagion from the cast sequence if you want to, and put in something like this one where you increase your ghoul attack speed. So, and he does cleave too whenever he's transformed, which is very good. And it's less button load. I mean, Vial Contagion is definitely better for AOE, but this one's better for more like 2 target, even when you're on a boss. So pick or choose. I put Vial Contagion here because it is what's recommended for AOE. But if you want to remove it, just remove it here, and then you can go into the sequence. Oh, is it still running it? Yeah, it is. Okay, my bad. You can go into the sequence, and then go to version 1. And just remove it from the 2 spots that it's in here. So right here and here. And then it'll work fine. Alright, so for Mythic Plus, Super Strain, again, same on Shift for Control, Shift for A-Bomb, Alt for Outbreak version 2, but we're only going to be doing version 1. And with version 1, you want to wait until it casts Outbreak while you're running in, and then you're golden. You don't have to wait, but ideally that's the best execute for it. And now that we've changed talents, and we're using the same keybind, we have to reload UI so that the game knows we're now doing the Mythic Plus Super Strain sequence. Okay. And we have all cooldowns up. Alright, let's go. Alright, there it goes. Single here, want to keep the dots up, want to keep the Plague Bringer up. Want to also try using a lot of defiles. You really don't want these two to fall down in an AoE situation. Ideally, you'd want to outbreak before even your Frost Fevers and your Blood Plagues fall, but I'm okay with what it is right now. This will fall sometimes, but not always, because it all depends on the time of this one, because when it comes up, it reapplies it and it refreshes it a few times, so. Again, the version 1 won't always be the most DPS. There will be some hiccups to it, but it'll do good DPS for sure. I mean, already at 100k. I've had this sustain a million or so after some time, and depends on how many defiles it casts here. Here we go. Anytime you're standing in a defile or a death and decay, you'll get the buff for your Scourge Claw, or sorry, your Scourge Strike with the Festering Wounds on all the other targets will pop off, and that's where your DPS will jump up a bit. There we go, one Cleave. Alright, we're back into the million range. And this is only 3 targets. Once you get like 5, 6 targets, you're gonna do a lot. The only downside to this is it doesn't use A-Bomb Limb often. It's on the lower priority. If you want, you can completely remove it from the sequence and then just do it yourself for version 1. It's kind of like what I recommend. Since I'm only using a 250 MS, I become limited to the amount of presses the sequence can do before it takes a long time to get through it. Oof. Ooh, my dots are really falling off there. Could be better. I'll improve it as it goes on, but for now it's still decent. The dots will fall off there. It'll climb again back up to the 10 million when the cooldowns go off, so I'm not too worried about it. And it maintains the buffs too. After the war thing gets in full swing and I'm rolling on my DK, I'll get into the testing of it. Oh crap, the time. Alright, one did have this one here. Not terrible, not the best either, but I can definitely make this better. For now, I run crunched of time, so hopefully these 2 sequences do you guys well while you're out leveling. If you have any questions or concerns, you can reach me on GSE United Discord, or you can also reply to the YouTube videos, and any comments I'll try to reply to, and also you can find my sequences on WoW Lazy Macros. Thank you.